Hey everyone, Vinayak here. Today I have with me the Lenovo LOQ. What's cool about it is that it's the first time I'm trying out Intel Arc graphics in a laptop. This laptop is a budget offering from Lenovo, so how well does it work? Watch on to find out. This is the Lenovo LOQ 15. It comes equipped with the Intel Core i5-12450HX processor, which comes with 8 cores, of which 4 are efficiency cores with a boost clock of around 3.1 GHz and 4 are performance cores with a boost clock of 4.4 GHz. We'll have to see how it performs in CPU benchmarks. GPU is Intel's Arc A530M, which has a 95-watt TDP and comes with 4 GB of VRAM. The CPU also has an integrated GPU, which we are not using for these benchmarks. The body has a silver grey color. We have the LOQ logo here and then the Lenovo logo here on the lid. The display is a 1080p 144Hz IPS panel with anti-glare, non-touch and supports 100% sRGB color space and max brightnesses of 300 nits. This laptop is a budget alternative to Lenovo's Legion line. The laptop weighs 2.45 kg, which doesn't include the 600 grams you need to add for the power brick. It's heavy if you plan to lug it around every day. The hinges are sturdy and it keeps the display supported and can be angled to almost any angle you need, and the laptop also opens up flat 180 degrees. And this lip here gives us a good anchor point to open the display, which can also be opened with one hand. The bezels are moderately thin and we have a 720p camera on top here. The matte body and screen makes it fingerprint resistant, which is a plus if you're into long sweaty gaming sessions. The keyboard is standard, no bells and whistles, including no RGB, just plain white LED light. There is an LED also on the power button. The keys are well placed. Some might find it small, but it's similar to my Lenovo Legion 5. The keys are clicky enough with moderate travel. It's not bad for a budget laptop. It has a large enough trackpad, but it is offset to the left instead of the center, just like other Lenovos. Ports wise, on the right, we have a USB-C port, a physical camera lock switch, and a headphone jack, and a USB-A port. The left is devoid of any ports. The back is where we have most of the ports, like the two USB-A ports, HDMI 2.1 port, Ethernet, that is Gigabit Ethernet, and Lenovo's custom power port. I like the way that the edges taper on the sides and we have these vents on the back and we can see the fins. Let's boot the laptop up. I have to set it up. We have Windows 11 Home provided as the operating system. Connectivity wise, we have Wi-Fi 6, 802.11ax, Bluetooth 5.1, Gigabit Ethernet. The laptop has a 512GB PCIe into 4 NVMe SSD, of which we are provided only 474GB to use for storage, which is sparse in this day and age. It is upgradable, so that's a plus. The RAM it has is 8GB and it is DDR5, so they are SODIMMs and they can be upgraded too. They run at 4800 mega transfers per second. I have installed Steam and Epic Games to download my games and also 3D Mark to benchmark the GPU. Starting off with CPU benchmarks in Cinebench R23, we get a score of 8924 in multi-core and 1533 in single core tests. 3D Mark tests, we have 5454 points in Time Spy, 11979 in Firestrike, 755 in Port Royal. Even though it has some ray tracing capabilities, it is not its strong suit. So now to actual games, GTA 5 is not a very demanding game, but it still is a favorite of many, and this is how it fared in the benchmarks. I had VSync on and the FPS stopped at 75 FPS. Once I turned the VSync off and the FPS averaged around 120 FPS with a high of 160 FPS. Make sure to turn off VSync to get higher frame rates, as this is a 144Hz panel, it can handle those number of frames. Cyberpunk 2077, we get a decent frame rate, nothing noteworthy to write home about. Cyberpunk supports Intel Xe super sampling, which allows to churn out more frames. I had ray tracing on at low, but due to that the average frame rate was around 29 FPS. It did go down to 13 FPS at times. Turning off ray tracing, the FPS went up to 36 FPS, which is decent for a budget laptop. And that too with Cyberpunk. Valorant, we get around 120 to 140 FPS on high settings, and Counter-Strike 2 ran at a decent 70 FPS at medium settings. When the tests and benchmarks were run, the fans did rant quite a bit and are not really loud, but they are audible. Battery life is around 2 hours, and with this laptop it is recommended to have it always connected to power for best performance. I think it has a 60 watt battery. Speakers are also decent, loud enough for gaming and also for streaming video. With this laptop costing around 60k, it's not a bad laptop at the price. It's a budget laptop, which is value for money for first-time gamers who don't want to spend too much. It is a gaming laptop and it's good for students who need a powerful enough laptop for college and allows for gaming on the side. There are models from Nvidia GeForce RTX graphics, including the RTX 3050, 4060 options, but the ARC A530M is the most affordable of the lot. 512GB is too low for a gaming laptop, and with games starting to take up 50 to 100GB, it's just too small, and we can upgrade the RAM and storage ourselves, which is the plus if you know how. Else you can always go to your neighborhood computer store or Lenovo store. The Lenovo LOQ is built well, has a good looking design and performs admirably too. So what do you guys think? Is it worth it? Make sure to comment below. Also make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are added. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.